John Wayne Gacy, clown, serial killer, Kentucky Fried Chicken operator. Did he know Uncle Harley? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. I've never actually read anything that said Uncle Harley knew him. It's possible they were alive at the same time. Does that mean Uncle Harley knew what was going on? No, it doesn't. But a lot of people mention him, and I've talked about him a few times in his work with KFC, so we're going to get into it. It is true, John Wayne Gacy worked for KFC. One of Gacy's survivors, Steve Nemmers, met John Wayne Gacy at one of the stores that Gacy operated and managed. How did he get involved with this? Marilyn Myers married Gacy when Gacy was 22 in 1964. The pair moved to Waterloo, Iowa, where Myers' father owned several KFC branches. So Myers' father was actually involved with Kentucky Fried Chicken. And through his wife's father, that's how he gets involved with Kentucky Fried Chicken. Gacy was such a fan of his workplace, he would provide free chicken to his colleagues and even insist on being called Colonel. And it is true, his last meal request was Kentucky Fried Chicken. Gacy requested an original bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, which, ironically, wasn't the original. Things have already changed dramatically after PepsiCo's acquisition of Kentucky Fried Chicken, such as the oil has already changed, the flour has already changed from cake flour to whatever they use now, which really, there's not that big of a difference, but there's a difference. The supplier for the spices have changed by now. The cookers have upgraded by now. So, it wasn't what he was used to in the 1960s. See, even after '64, when Uncle Harley sold out at Kentucky Fried Chicken, Brown and Massey did do quite a bit to try to uphold his quality and his recipe. That was in their contracted agreement when they sold. And in 1971, that was out of their hands, and things really started to change. Now, Brown and Massey did things that Uncle Harley didn't agree with, such as moving Kentucky Fried Chicken's headquarters to Tennessee for a short time, changing the flour, cutting corners, taking shortcuts. And he called them out each and every time, but after 1971, that was no longer in their hands. Now, back to Gacy. Really, that's it. By the time Gacy met his wife and married her, and then got involved with managing Kentucky Fried Chicken with her father, the Colonel already sold out of Kentucky Fried Chicken. He didn't operate or maintain the KFCs in Iowa or the United States. He operated the Canadian franchises until 1972. Still made appearances at Kentucky Fried Chicken, so if he knew John Wayne Gacy, it would have been just from visiting the store to see if they're still doing it his way or not, and to promote the brand. He did not meet Gacy and on a handshake start managing a Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm just going to shoot that rumor down now before somebody on this app tries to pull that up. But yeah, that pretty much covers John Wayne Gacy's life in Kentucky Fried Chicken, how he started with it, and what his last meal was when he died. And for those that are going to ask, was he a Kentucky Colonel because he insisted on being called Colonel, I don't see any history in the Kentucky Colonels that even says that he was one. I think he was just such a big fan of KFC that he wanted to be called Colonel because he managed some locations. And that's him right up there.